Welcome to our curriculum information for 2011. I'm Ken Holmes, the Senior School Teaching and Learning Leader. All of our curriculum information and course descriptors are now web-based and can be accessed from the school website. The idea behind this presentation is to help guide parents and students in developing a pathway for the final 2 years of school. It's also designed to clear up some of the myths that still exist in relation to VCE, VET and BCOL programs. We are getting better, but unfortunately there are still some misperceptions that do exist in relation to these studies. In the final 2 years of school, a student will basically complete one of two certificates, either the VCE or the BCOL certificate. In either case, whichever certificate a student wishes to undertake, the emphasis is developing a pathway for their future. A normal VCE program is made up of VCE and/or VET units of study. This allows students the opportunity to specialise in subjects that they're interested in. It allows them to complete any university prerequisites for courses they're interested in, and it also allows them to acquire skills and prerequisites for apprenticeships or traineeships that they wish to undertake. It's important, however, that students try and keep as many doors open as possible. Young people will often change their mind many times in these last 2 years, and it's important that the door is open for the avenue that they wish to take. There are two aspects to VCE. One is simply passing VCE by getting an S in the required number of units. The second aspect of VCE is receiving an ATAR score for university entrance, which means you have to sit the exams, and it's based on exam performance. It is possible for a student to not sit an exam, but still complete their VCE by receiving an S in 16 units. At Catholic College Sale, we have a policy that any student who undertakes a Year 12 or a Unit 3-4 subject must sit the exam. VCE is structured around semester units of study. In that, students must complete at least 16 units, and of those 16 units, they must include 3 units from the English group, English, English language or English literature, and 3 sequences of Unit 3-4 studies other than English, or 3 Year 12 studies. A normal Year 11 program involves 6 subjects, or 12 units over 2 semesters. 2 of those subjects include one from the English group, and of course religious education, which is compulsory at Catholic College Sale. A normal Year 12 program consists of 5 subjects, 10 units over 2 semesters, and of course one of those again includes one from the English group. When selecting subjects, you need to give careful consideration to any compulsory units that are needed, any prerequisite units for university that you may need to undertake in order to get into that course, and any other additional units that are necessary. However, the most important thing is students should do subjects that they enjoy and that they are good at, not what their friends do. Every year it is frustrating to deal with students that have chosen their subjects in a poor fashion, and they find out that they're not enjoying what they're studying and they wish to change. And it's not always easy to change. You also need to understand that VCE performance has nothing to do with how well you go, but it is how well you go in comparison to everyone else. It is a ranking system. Irrespective of what you score, that score will be based in comparison with what every other student in the state of Victoria achieved. So it's not what you get, it's what you get in comparison to everyone else. VET studies, vocational education and training studies, broaden the pathways for students. It's important to understand they have equal status with VCE studies. VET combines nationally recognised training with the VCE and/or BCOL certificate, which means a VET study can be done as a part of a VCE certificate or a BCOL certificate. Students are not narrowing their options by completing a VET. In fact, several VET studies at the 3-4 level or Year 12 level are scored studies. They have an exam and they contribute to the ATAR in exactly the same way as any other VCE study. In fact, it's possible for a student to do English 4 VET studies and receive an ATAR score exactly the same as a student who does English and 4 VCE studies. In addition, if a student actually completes a VET study at Unit 3-4 or Year 12 level that is not scored, in other words, it doesn't have an exam, they receive an automatic 10% increment in their ATAR score based on the average of their best 4 scores. To give you an example, every student that completes building and construction at our school and completes the second year receives an automatic 10% increment in their ATAR. If you are going to choose a vet study, you need to consider the following points. They are usually, but not necessarily, completed over 2 years. If a vet study is done off campus at TAFE, it is completed on a Thursday, which means students will miss classes, so it is recommended that any off-campus vet courses commence in Year 10. The same applies for building and construction and engineering, which are conducted on campus. They are done in blocks of time, and again, students will miss classes. And I'm pleased to say that engineering will be offered for the first time at Catholic College Sale on campus in 2012. For our other on-campus vet courses, it's not an issue because they are timetabled in the same way as any other VCE study. Vet studies do attract some additional fees. Off-campus tend to be a little bit more than on-campus fees. Catholic College Sale offers a broad and extensive range of opportunities in all pathways, including academic and trade training. We are extremely proud of the flexible pathways that we offer students in order for them to explore various avenues and devise a flexible program that allows them an enormous opportunity to develop a pathway that they wish to pursue. In a VCOL program, a VCOL is a flexible program designed to meet a student's interest and learning needs. There are 2 certificates. One is an intermediate VCOL certificate completed at Year 11, and the other is a senior VCOL certificate which is completed at Year 12. A student who would select a VCOL program is normally those who are interested in any further training at TAFE institutions, looking at receiving an apprenticeship, or looking at employment. VCOL programs involve accredited modules and units that are selected from the following 4 compulsory strands: literacy and numeracy skills, industry-specific skills, work-related skills, and personal development skills. Depending on what studies you have chosen, it is possible to interchange between a VCE and VCOL certificate, depending on the studies you have done, but it can happen. In calculating the ATAR is an aggregate score, which is done from scaled study scores in the English group and your next best 3, which make up the primary 4. Included in that primary 4 will be any prerequisites if they are needed. Added to that aggregate is 10% of your 5th and 6th study, and that's why we encourage every Year 11 student to do a Year 12 subject. It is a very wise move, and the amount of positives far outweigh the negatives from doing that. Students are then ranked in order of their aggregate. The higher the aggregate of those studies, including 10% of the 5th and 6th, the higher your ATAR score. Our Senior School Pathway and Curriculum Forum is on Thursday, July the 28th between 5 and 8. I will be available, or the Careers Council will be available, and so will subject teachers. Please come along and make sure you ask all the questions and try and clear up any misunderstandings that you have. Hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I look forward to seeing you on Thursday, July the 28th. Thank you.